My friend, it's Pat Sloan here, and it is Tuesday, and Tuesday means it's Holiday Hoopla Day and a few other things. So Holiday Hoopla Day is our sew along from my book. We're doing 9 blocks, and then following that we will do the library quilt together. But before that, today is celebrating Jack. Like there's days that celebrate people's names. Is there one for your name, I wonder? How about my name? Is there a Pat Day? I don't know. But today is Jack's Day, and so I figured we would celebrate our seam rippers. So these are the two that I'm using the most right now. The clovers I have used forever. And then this is a new one, and I kind of like this one. I like the handle a lot. So those are my, my Jack the seam rippers that I've been using. Okay, other than that, I want to show you, before we talk Holiday Hoopla, I have the little the Year of the Rabbit 2023 done. You know, this pattern has all different dates up here. So if you were born in the Year of the Rabbit, you could do this with your birth date up here. Somebody in our community was doing a quilt. They're both, she and her husband are born the Year of the Rabbit. And so they were doing, she was doing with their birth year. So that was kind of cool. But mine's done. So I'll be able to hang it up. And speaking of hanging things up, this has been sitting out here, and this has been done, and so I feel like I've got like a fishing rod laying in here in the room all the time. This has been hanging around. So here we go. This is going to go on my front door. So it goes like this. We just take, well, you can't see it, can you? I've got these little, see them on the end, into the dowel rod, something Greg did for me years ago. Of course, it should be painted red to match the door so you don't see it, but right now it's not like that. This is the hanging sleeve. You can just Google hanging sleeve directions, Pat Sloan, or go to my YouTube search channel and just put hanging sleeve, and I talked you through this one time. So now what I'd have to do is take the string here, which is 12 weight Aurifil thread, by the way, and I will tie it on the other end, like here, and then just hang it on my door where there is a screw in the front door. So that is where my love letter will go. And I would love to, we have seen so many cute love letters in the group. So if you haven't showed yours yet, get in there and share it, because it is darling. Darling, darling project. And I finished my pillow because I need to switch the quilts out. Hopefully it's sunny tomorrow, and maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Although I have some multiple things that are not my normal things to do tomorrow, but if I can, I'm going to switch them tomorrow or the day after over to the red and whites. So this is the pillow I got done, and I use the same fabric on the back. And before we go over to the other side, we have one mail call, and this is from Reeve in Colorado, and she sent along, look at the cute card. And well, wait, she made me a penguin. Look how darling the penguin is. Okay, so now I have the penguin, and I have the llama, and I have the flamingo, and I have the unicorn. I am going to one day get all of these out and put them up on the design wall here, and maybe take some of my crumb blocks or checkerboard blocks, something like that, and see what kind of a fun thing could be made with all of these in a quilt. Although it is kind of fun just to hang one up back here like mascot, but I can't hang them all. Okay, let's go to the other side. Our block today is from the May Day quilt in the book, and the quilts all in the book are all based on a holiday or a celebration, or that are not just necessarily the normal ones, you know, like Thanksgiving, Easter, that kind of thing, 4th of July. This, so May Day is what we're going to celebrate today. We're going right across on the form. So we're just going to go right across, even though Valentine's is kind of the next thing, I know, but we'll see that later. It's easier if we go across, because then you can work on sewing things in rows. All right, so we're looking at this, and I want to show you the up close of the quilting later, because it is done by my friend Cindy. It was done by her, and it's so good, such good quilting. You can see a lot of it in the picture in the book. Let's look at the book now a little bit closer, because I want to show you the properties of this block, because I want to mimic that in the sampler block, because the quilt has 4, but we're only going to do 1. And you can see that I've got the same block, the same colors, all 4 of them. They're not changed up. I mean, you could make it scrappy, but I didn't. I thought with such a small quilt, making them all identical fabrics was the best way to go for these fabrics. So I've got 4 flower petals, 2 opposite are the same, the other 2 opposite are the same. Then there's kind of this inside of the flower, then the darker part, the center, and the leaves. So that is the formula I'm going to mimic for the block. So let's pull out a little bit. This is my background fabric. And the reds in this line are all very similar. It's not like they have a real high, low coloration. They're all kind of medium tone. But what I decided to do was go on these 2 because they do have a little bit of difference. This was a little bit brighter. It's got a little bit lighter, more lightness in it. And so I'm going to use these 2 as the petals. Then I need the lighter part. So if I'm looking, I could pull like this. So that would be the lighter part that's inside each petal. And then there is this dark part here. So I'm going to go ahead and use kind of the same tone as I did over here, kind of that taupey color. Then the center, I could do a bunch of things, but probably most of it would need to be in this light range. And the line has a bunch of those. So, you know, I could do one that's even lighter like that. I could do this real directional one like this. That's kind of cool. But there's also some shades of fabric that are based off of here that are not this taupe. So let's move these 3. Let's move those 3 as one option. So let's start with the one there's only one option that has that kind of gray blue in it. So if I was going to have the light, okay, then I would have this dark part as the one that's very much similar to the background versus the tan, okay. Now if I was going to do the center, then I could pull in something that's got the blue in it. See how that has the blue in it? Versus if I was doing these, put these back again so you can see, if I was doing these, there's no blue at all, none of this sort of gray blue. See, there's the same fabric. See, the one has gray blue leaves, one doesn't. So that's where, if you're using a fabric line, you can really sort of analyze and pick something and keep them all kind of in that same range. Now this one print has both the browns and the blues in it. See, the gray blue. I kind of like going with this one. I was kind of smitten with that. I thought, oh, I like that. So this is the one I'm going to use. I will go and cut up everything and show you the block in some units. I'll come back, you know, before it's all sewn. I'll show you sort of in the units so that you can see that before I sew the final block. Here are all the sections sewn. Now I want to point out, which I didn't mention earlier because I made a mistake. But anyway, these these have to be opposite. See the denser floral here, and it's on the other side over here, because if you don't make them opposite, and they will not be right. Telling you for a friend. Okay, so and then these are the denser and 2 of the more open red fabric, since they do read a little bit close to each other, but they're fine once you put them together. Not as high a contrast as the other ones. Opposite, 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 opposite. Now you can see the more open and the more dense fabrics. So the more dense, what do you think? Yes, the dense ones go in there, and the more open ones go in here. And they go opposite, whoops, upside down. There we go. Upside down and backwards. And then this one goes over here. Okay, there we go. So now it makes the flower petal. You've got 2 of each here. And then my nice fussy cut center, and I used the one that had the blue leaves, or the blue-gray leaves. Okay, so let me sew that up. Here is the block all together. I'm loving adding this little bit of green, and on the previous block I had added a little bit of that chocolate brown, just a touch, just to add in, but it really sparks it up. Ah, so good. All right, let me show you a close-up of the quilting on the one in the book, because I thought you might enjoy seeing exactly how Cindy did this. So let's get the other camera. Cindy enjoyed doing very custom digital work. So she would digitize into a space. So like the flower, she did this beautiful, look, you can see like repeat, and then there's these petals in the middle. So that's what she did here in each of the 4 blocks. And then she did these little circles, like a chain of circles all the way around. And you could see that really clearly in the photos of the book. And then look at the junction. See how gorgeous that is? She did all of this beautiful work on my quilt. Cindy's my friend that passed away from pancreatic cancer about a year ago now. And I miss her terribly. So the border, she digitized this custom design. So you can see it's got a flower here, and then the little feathery petals, and that's repeated all the way around. And then on the corners, yeah, so there you can see she did that. My backing is multiple fabrics. Oh, there you can see it. I don't have the label stitched down, but there you can see a little bit better on the back. And then I have multiple fabrics there on the back. So I just wanted you to see up close how a custom design can really enhance a piece. Next week, when we have the 3rd block, I'll be able to put all these up on the wall and then look at possible sashings between them, and then maybe start talking about getting the border half square triangles done. They're kind of big ones, but they're going to be really like a wow factor on this quilt, I think. So, these are going to be so cool together. This one won't have a border around it, but this one will, because it's the smaller one. When you look at the layout, you'll see that. All right, let's take a look real quick. I want to show you a club thing that came in. These are the Fat Quarter color bundles, and I just want to show you one of them because they're just a really great way to enhance what you have if you're looking for getting a bundle. And sometimes, oh, you can see I went out and had to have a break. It took a while to make that block. So here is the color bundles. Look, looks like spring. Oh my goodness, looks like spring. So let's look a little closer here. Oh, my block's falling. Okay, so let me just pull them back from here. Oh, that's pretty. It's kind of a dot thing on there. There we go. I'm just going to pull one at a time back, and then petals. And then there's another sort of different scattered, but this whole bundle is fabulous. I could see doing some sort of a scrappy quilt with this as all the different backgrounds, and then pick some kind of main color, maybe a gorgeous coral in there. Look, the yellow, the soft, beautiful yellow. And there's a big old, like a honeycomb. There's the word. This is pretty. This one's in green. So now we've moved here into a bit of green, and here we go with more green. Look how gorgeous these are. Just makes me want to cut them up right away. Butterflies. We talked about butterflies yesterday. And then here's like a collage-y type fabric. This is cool. Which something blooms under the moon? I'm not sure what that says. Maybe you're not even supposed to be able to read them. Live by the year, love by the moon. So I'm going to have to look that line up a little bit. That's all this Maureen Cracknell's, my friend Maureen's Woodland Keeper. And then here's, oh, look at the mushrooms. Oh, so cute. So cute, so cute, so cute. And beautiful little roses, some more mushrooms. I'm just loving the mushrooms, just loving them. Okay, oh, this is cool. This is also Maureen's. This is a good line. Did I get some of this? I have to go look. And then what I saw when we first opened it. So I'm going to link you below to the, you can subscribe to get these automatically, these bundles, or the color bundles, or you can just pick up what the extras that they bundle up, the extras that they make. So they make enough for the subscribers, and then they make some extra so that you can buy them just singly. And there's a bunch of different colors there right now, so I will link you over. All right, let's go back and wrap up on the other side. So before we wrap up, a tidy up challenge, just a 10-minute one, is to change your needle and clean your sewing machine. If you have not done either of those in a while, today is the day. Do that. Also, here is one of my Harrisonburg blocks made with sleepover. Ah, fun, right? Ooh, yes, so excited. I'm going to be showing you more of these running up until our start date of February 14th for sewing the Harrisonburg quilt together, which is a reproduction pattern from the Virginia Quilt Museum that Wendy Shepard wrote the pattern, and all the proceeds while we're doing the sew along go to the museum. There is digital download, and you can order a printed pattern as well from them. So I have a Quilts in the News and then a couple Q&A. So Quilts in the News, the New England Quilt Museum in Lowell, Massachusetts is running an exhibit called Quilting in Canada. And so that looks really fabulous. I have a link down below in the description box along with all the other things so that you can go over there and take a look if you happen to be able to get to that exhibit. Okay, a couple Q&A. Jeanette asked me, when I first started quilting, did I have a quilting mentor that I followed, who helped me, etc.? And she says, thank you for all the wonderful videos. You always make my day watching your videos. So I really did not have a mentor. The word mentor usually means somebody who is helping you. Like they're a person that you would contact for advice. They would be like sort of walking your path with you to help you along. And no, I didn't have anything like that. I took a class, so I had the teacher, and then I joined the guild immediately, and I had friends in the guild that I made right away. And so basically I had a community of quilters that I was learning from, you know, right out of the gate, right at the get-go, which is just awesome. Donna asked me, what kind of spray basting do I use for basting my quilts? And this is what I use, the 505. I think this is fabulous, so I will link that down below as well. And then one more, Barbara said, on the horse blocks that I'm doing, she wanted to know if I could lay them all out, you know, and basically fussy place them. And like, yes, I can do that. And I might end up doing that, because if I want all these, they're all almost all directional images. So if I want all the horses going, you know, face up, and the blocks, you know, are different directions, then I am going to have to fussy place them, and that is going to also mean by color and things like that. So I'm thinking that is the direction I'm going to go, and I will do that with you here on the video when I get to that, whatever day I do that. Maybe, hopefully this month. That's my plan anyway. All right, here we go. You're gonna make your May Day block. I can't wait to see them. Cannot wait. So get sewing, my friends. I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.